Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This end of day report is for trading on Thursday, August the 3rd, 2017. I do apologize that I was not available and able to do a pre-market poll scan today, but it doesn't look like a lot happened anyway, so there was really nothing missed here. Starting off, we'll be looking at the natural gas. Looks like we're searching for a bottom here. Could be doing these numbers here, corrections. So natural gas is definitely in play at this point for tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to see what this market may be able to do. Let's see if it translates to the cash. We'll look at UNG here. All right, UNG is doing the same thing. All right, we had a bottom pattern back here. We rallied, bottom here, and we rallied. So we're doing the same thing again. All right, so this should be a pretty good rally. At least bare minimum back up to the 654 trend line resistance, and then maybe if we get lucky, the 677 resistance. And then at some point around there, I'll probably get beat down again once we get out to around August the 11th. So we'll see. Okay, let's move it along. Let's take a look at the Euro Yen. All right. Looking at the Euro Yen, you can see momentum is still moving up ever so slightly, but looking like we're starting to turn off. You see today the market did reverse from the previous high of 131.39, and now here we are at 130.59. All right, and falling. All right, so this one is on watch because this usually signifies some sort of a top. So we're going to watch this because if this tops, stock market could be right behind it. Let's take a look at the cash. Ticker XIV. XIV is also looking like it's forming a topping out pattern. It topped out at 96.91, and here we are sitting at 93.82. And the momentum is flatlined at this point. Now, I know you're going to say there's a drop off coming. You can see it. There's a drop off. All right. It comes all the way down to 81. But then don't forget, we got rampage. All right. So pretty much whatever we do here, if we do roll over and go into this drop zone, then back here at the 93, 82, 94 level is where we'll probably be somewhere around September the 7th. All right. So are we going to see a market roll over? Let's look at one other thing. Let's look at the Russell. The Russell has been leading the way with the weakness on the daily chart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the 7th down day in a row. All right. Nicely well-formed downtrend channel. Now, this 1400 is a key support for this market. Can it hold it tomorrow, which is Friday, and close above it? If it cannot close above 1400, that's a psychological support, and I do believe that the algo bots are going to kick in, and the market's going to roll over deep. We may get into the 1380s tomorrow, if that happens. Now, on the reverse side, the market needs to close above 1419.80 tomorrow to carry over some positive momentum into next week. All right, that's what it needs to do. It's not impossible. It can happen. It's just not likely. We shall see. Moving right along. Looking at the, let's see. Look at the US dollar index. Looking like it's basing out too here. All right, we tried to do it before, got a little bounce and then fell. Go back further. A longer situation here, but you saw it started losing control. Came and then we had somewhat of a little rally, but then it got pulled down. It rallied again, and then so it's trying to do something here. It's trying to base out. We hit 92.54. Now the market paused at 92.70. All right, it's just in a straight down line. It's in a parabolic state as far as it's concerned. But algorithmically speaking, you need to know something. All right, what did I tell you? I told you that the the Fed has some wiggle room. All right, because we're talking strictly from the market standpoint, not talking about macroeconomics and none of that. Just from a trading perspective, from the market standpoint, US dollar is in the bull zone from 90 plus. All right, anything 90 plus is great. Anything below 90, you go into the red zone. All right, and then that's where you start getting some even some bigger macroeconomic situations going on. The Fed is doing their job. The White House is doing their job. White House, Trump already told you what he's going to do. He said we need the weak dollar for import export reasons. All right, it's all about GDP at the end of the day. All right, so this is not, you know, oh, the death of the dollar, dollar's going to, die in the winter. It's none of that stuff. That's not what this is. We're talking strictly from an exchange, from the market trading perspective right now. You can call all the other stuff into perspective when the dollar is back in the 70s, all right? Then we can talk about that. But right now, no. Now, I do understand the macro picture as far as, yes, the dollar is only worth like 4 cents of its original worth, okay? We've lost like 90 something percent value, all right, of purchasing power. We know all of that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about here on the exchange when we're trading, all right? This is where the dollar is, all right? Against the other basket of currencies and all that other stuff. This is where the dollar is. It's under parity. It's trading under parity. Any way you want to slice it, it's trading under parity. All right? Parity, par is 100. We're not there. On the other hand, here is something that is trading above parity, and that is the euro. The euro hit 119 today. It has been on fire. Look at that. Just on fire. No end in sight. No pullback in sight. As long as this dollar remains weak, then this euro is going to continue to power up. Don't forget, at one point, this euro was at 160. All right? Don't forget that. As a matter of fact, I think, didn't it briefly hit 200 once, or was that the pound? Let me see. Let me go back. I think that's the pound. I only have so much data put up. I only go back to 2014. Yeah, this is August 11th, 2015. Okay, yeah, it was at 134. Yeah, but at one point I know the euro was like 140 or 160. I forget what number it was. So all right, so just so you know, it has the potential to go back there. All right, you're almost at 120 now. All right, you're pushing 120 now. Here's your momentum line. Your weekly momentum line is at 116.38. All it has to do is stay above 116.38 tomorrow on the close, and it carries over momentum into next week. It's that simple. All right. So this one is a runaway train. Speaking of the pound, let's take a look at the pound, shall we? All right. Ever since the election and all that stuff, the pound was way up here, and then Brexit and all that stuff took we all the way down here. We hit 120, which was something else. Now it's up to 131. So here's your pound. All right, pound is strong, but it's in the cloud. Needs to stay above 130.71 on a close tomorrow to carry over some more positive momentum into next week, and possibly try to test the 135 top of the Kumo cloud. It's possible. It's doable. We got a nice long elongated situation that carries all the way out past all the way to December the 11th, almost mid-December. All right, we have cloudage. All right, from a technical aspect, it takes you right into Christmas almost. Excuse me. December the 18th to be exact. All right, so we project out as far as December the 18th that we have cloudage from 135 down to the 127 level, okay? So prices will probably stay in that range until then, all right, on your pound. All right, let's take a look at your Aussie. All right, Aussie is catching a nice bid here, um, and that's a good thing. All right, it's running up, and we're at the 79. It's trying to go to 80. It wants to really do it. We spiked at 80.61 on an intra-week situation. Didn't close there though, and has since pulled back. All it needs to do now, moving forward to carry over some more momentum into the next week, is close above 78.55. Failure to do that will open up the trendline support of 76.65 down here as your first target. Second target is the trend line, long-term trend line support at the 75.70 level. All right, let's see here. Let's look at, what else can I look at? Oh, gold. Let's go over to gold. All right. So you can see gold has had, it's been on a nice little run here. Okay. We ran off the low of 1204, and here we are at 1276, hitting some resistance, major resistance. All right. Now, if this thing is going to go on a tear next week, it needs to close above 1284.50. If it closes above 1284.50 tomorrow, then what happens is you key in and trigger an intraday price inflection, which will carry the market to 1300 next week and possibly beyond. All right, failure to do that, then we're going to stay within this zone of 1280 to 1262. Okay, now what do we need for positive momentum for next week? We need 1254.40. Just needs to stay above 1254.40. All right, that's all you need at this point. If not, then you can possibly see this leg come into place. If the leg comes into place, it puts it either back into the Kumo cloud, or we could crash below the Kumo cloud. All right, let me tell you what is possible. All right, not likely, but what is possible. All right, for those of you who are new to trading the gold futures, understand that we can have $100 day. The market can fall $100 in a day. I've seen the bank smash it that hard on numerous occasions. All right. If that happens, we're down here, folks, in one bar. All right. So let's see what happens going forward. Looking good so far, but we are toppy. This is mad resistance zones from 1280 to 1300. Can the market do it? Let's see. Looking at high hold silver away. Not so fast. Really struggling with $16.77. Needs to close above that because it's right at the resistance zone. We can stand a chance if the market can stay above $16.44 tomorrow on a close. If that happens, you carry over positive momentum the next week, and we could push even past 1710. That would be great. But we'll probably bump ahead at the bottom of the Kumo cloud, somewhere between that 1750-ish level. All right, what else we got going? Let's take a look at the mighty NASDAQ. All right, the mighty NASDAQ topped out at 59.95 3/4, and we haven't been back since. Now here we are, $100 less at 58.85.50. Currently down 6. Are we down 6? We're down 4.5 points. All right. What can it do to stay alive for next week? It needs to close tomorrow above 58.46 3/4. Failure to do so, and we're going to run toward the first trend line support of 56.74. And price slice through it like butter if it gets enough momentum. And we could fall as much as 52.92 3/4 and still be bullish. Look at this ramp. That has amazing power behind this NASDAQ, folks. GDXJ. I did read up on the articles contained in this. They were talking about the rebalancing of the portfolios and blah, 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 and how it's unequally balanced with the GDX and blah blah blah. And they're making adjustments and shouldn't see too much volatility because of it and blah blah blah. Market's struggling at $33.51. Needs to close above that. It's going to stand a chance to run back to the 34.79 trend line. All we need for for tomorrow, is a close above $33 even. That will carry over momentum into next week. And then we could probably make this run for this trend line next week. Okay, let's take a look at the Bitcoin on the equity side of things. Green on the screen. Market's roaring back to 472. Up almost $30 today. Closed up $28.90. All right. It should be noted that GBTC, which is really tracking Bitcoin pretty well, outperformed BTSC. I'm not surprised. BTSC just cannot get its act together. It's making me think it could be suspect. This one's suspect at this point. I really liked it, but I'm starting to lose favor in it. All right, looking at BITCF. Don't know what's going on there either. It should these two shares should be running, but they're not. So this is interesting. Let's take a look at AMD. Excuse me, now I got the hiccups. It's weakness still there. These are closed above $13.71 tomorrow. If it's going to have some hope of carryover positive momentum for next week. If not, then $10.75 will be in play. That's a $3 drop for AMD that's possibly coming. Excuse me, starting next week. All right, let's take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA gained back a little bit today, up $2.09. Surprised it didn't do a little bit more than that though, especially with GBTC running up so much. This one should have moved a little bit more than that, but excuse me, it'll take it. Just needs to stay above 159.91 tomorrow. That's all it needs to do. Failure to do so will open up the trend line support of 141.11, which is a $20 drop, $20+ drop. And if it keeps slipping, then 109.27 is in play, which is the longer term trend line. And it could just jostle and oscillate around, trade within a range outside the top side of the cloud up until October 30th, until Halloween. But then we got mad rampage coming. That'll catapult prices back toward the 180 mark. All right. Is there anything that I have not covered that I should have covered? I can't think of it. Anyway, with that being said, postwavetrading.com. I'm in the process of rolling out more training manuals and training classes. That and a new study course coming also, and some other goodies are coming. So do yourself a favor and subscribe to the post-wave price triggers so you'll know when to take profit. You'll know how to profit, where to profit, and most of all, you'll learn the secrets that the central banks don't want you to know. Postwavetrading.com. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Peace. 139, and now here we are at 130.59. All right, and falling. All right, so this one is on watch because this usually signifies some sort of a top. So we're going to watch this because if this tops, stock market could be right behind it. Let's take a look at the cash. Ticker XIV. XIV is also looking like it's forming a topping out pattern. It topped out at 96.91, and here we are sitting at 93.82. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This end of day report is for trading on Thursday, August the 3rd, 2017. I do apologize that I was not available and able to do a pre-market post scan today, but it doesn't look like a lot happened anyway, so there was really nothing missed here. Starting off, we'll be looking at the natural gas. Looks like we're searching for a bottom here. Could be doing these numbers here, corrections. So natural gas is definitely in resistance. And then at some point around there, it'll probably get beat down again once we get out to around August the 11th. So we'll see. Okay, let's move it along. Let's take a look at the Euro Yen. All right, looking at the Euro Yen, you can see momentum is still moving up ever so slightly, but looking like we're starting to turn off. You see, today the market did reverse from the previous high of 131 play at this point for tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to see what this market may be able to do. Let's see if it translates to the cash. We'll look at UNG here. All right, UNG is doing the same thing. All right, we had a bottom pattern back here. We rallied, bottom here, and we rallied. So we're doing the same thing again. All right, so this should be a pretty good rally. At least bare minimum back up to the 654 trend line resistance, and then maybe if we get lucky, the 677 too. And the momentum is flatlined at this point. Now, I know you're going to say there's a drop off coming. You can see it. There's a drop off. All right, it comes all the way down to 81. But then don't forget, we got rampage. All right. So pretty much whatever we do here, if we do roll over and go into this drop zone, then back here at the 93, 82, 94 level is where we'll probably be somewhere around September the 7th. All right. So